It's East versus West. It's can against can. Can any coast stand alone? Hello again. Welcome back to Scott Reviews Things. Things that Scott reviews. There's glasses over here, look. Need to start sorting some of these out. Garagebar.co.uk. 20% off if you use the code Scott Reviews Things. Just saying. I'm not using one of their glasses tonight, it's just that some of them are on the table. East Coast New England IPAs, hazy IPAs, West Coast IPAs. All names, names and terms. What do they mean? What do they mean, Scott? Well, it's like this. I thought I'll pick up one of each. And I'll pick up some good... I ain't made of money, so I'll pick up the cheap shit. And you're going to notice that the cans are slightly dented. They've been in my van. A bit cobweb there. They've been in my van for about 6 weeks. In the fridge, getting smashed to fuck. And I finally deemed it. They're coming out. They're coming out. And we're going to do this video. And I thought I'd take the time, A, to put the two beers up against each other, and to B, for people the uninitiated, I can explain what an East Coast IPA and a West Coast IPA should be like, the differences between the two, a NEIPA versus a Kipper, and if these are any good. So these beers are from Aldi, and we all know that Aldi do some fantastic craft beer. The Hop Foundry and all that fucking rubbish. And these are, I think they're from Williams Brothers. Are they from Williams Brothers? They're from Williams Brothers. One of them is an East Coast IPA, New England IPA, hazy IPA, that sort of style. That's this one, Mystic River. I've never had either of these. So, don't even know if they're any good. Don't even know how much I want. 179, something like that. But I thought I'd have a bit of fun. Wander's gone somewhere. Yeah, so I thought I'd have a look. So, excuse the cans. They are fucking ding to buggery. But I thought, you know what? Let's come and see if they're any good. So, Mystic River, East Coast IPA, 5% ABV from Williams Brothers in Aldi. Mystic River runs gold with haze for days. A combo of juicy hops are layered on a base of malt and wheat and oats, delivering a light grainy sweetness and an abundance of tropical fruit and citrus. So it is a New England IPA. Generally got a creamier body, slightly fruitier, less bitter than a West Coast IPA. And generally, let's be honest, that's where the marketing and the real sales in craft beer have really sort of, they're on that sort of trajectory. It's where most, if you go into any craft bar, bottle shop, local beer emporium, off license, most beers are going to be hazy, sort of New England sort of style beer, because people tend to appreciate that style more. The wrong people. And then you get a West Coast IPA. This one's called, what was that one called? Mystic River. This one's called Silver Lake West Coast IPA. And this is 5.6 point on the ABV. So it's instantly better. It's an instantly better beer. Again, ding to fuck. And this one says on the back, Silver Lake shines pale and gold. Floral hop aromas are backed up with a punchy pine and citrus, bitter up front, but balanced by a touch of malt sweetness, delivering a satisfying dry finish. So West Coast IPA, unlike the East Coast, obviously sides of America for the people, unless you're fucking that dense that you don't know. So East Coast of America, East Coast IPA, West Coast of America, West Coast IPA. And generally with a West Coast IPA, lighter in body, lovely huge pine hit, generally sort of marmalade-y, pithy, tangerine, sort of orangey, grapefruit, lemon pith, lemon rind, that sort of stuff. And bitter, like me, a bitter beer, like a bit from a bitter beer man, very bitter man. Very different styles of IPA. Don't know if these are any good. So let's get the wrong one out first. So I'm expecting it to be hazy and yeah, just hazy. Let's see what this one's like. I'm sure they were like £1.79 or something. So this doesn't look like, in all honesty, it doesn't look like the thickest New England IPA I've had in my life. Just watch this glass, making it look like a shit house. So yeah, this doesn't look, and we'll get the rest in a minute, just in case, but in the incredible chance that there's a sediment in the bottom of that can. Fucking not a hope in hell. But yeah, so it's hazy, but it's not as, it's not like fucking, I don't know, Putty's not a New England IPA, but I'm just making a point. It's not as hazy as that. It doesn't look as thick as that. It looks quite light bodied. Okay, so that's the East Coast. East versus West. West gonna win. Man against man. Can against can. So I'm expecting this to be maybe a touch lighter. More transparent. See what we get. Doesn't look that different. Right. Bang, bang. I've just washed this glass as well. Excuse that. I've washed them. I'm not a heathen. So, over all that, there ain't a great deal of difference between the two. That one should be a lot thicker looking. And that should be, that doesn't look like pot of cat piss. So, in the glass, that isn't a good example of what a decent New England East Coast IPA looks like, in all honesty. As for the Westie, yeah, it looks alright. Doesn't look fantastic. On the nose of the East Coast, what's this called? Mystic River. Let's go. Beer sniffing matters, never forget. Up the revolution. Not a great deal. Not a great deal out of that. Yeah, a little bit of citrus, I suppose. Slightly citrusy. Slightly tropical, but it's not. Nothing's bouncing out at me to say, oh, that's fucking peach and lychee. This thing, a little bit citrusy and a little bit tropical. This one I'm expecting to have like piney, resiny, maybe a little bit of marmalade-y, orange. I bet I won't get any of that. It looks better than the that thing does there. Come in. Not picking up a huge amount of pine. Again, just generic orange. Slightly orangey. Citrus. They don't smell. They're fucking that much different as well. Slightly sweeter on the nose. But there is a slight mustiness from the Westie. So this absolute fucking shambles, isn't it? Absolute shambles. Oh well, in we go. So this is the East Coast Mystic River. We're expecting it to be pillowy soft. If there's any sediment in it. Well, it actually is. No way. There was a little bit. There is a little bit, I don't think I see that, some tiny bits and bobs floating around in there. So well, it's can condition, but there is some little bit of sediment in there, which is absolute shambles. See if it's made any difference. Yummy. Very light bodied. Very light bodied. No bitterness in there. 4 IBUs. There is a citrus twang to it. Slightly tropical. It's all right. I don't know what that's all about. Of flavours. Maybe peach and passion fruit at an absolute fucking push. And I'm stretching here. Like Mr. Fantastic stretching. It's not the best. It's 179, Scott. It's 179. It's not really showing the differences between a New England and a Westie very well. But then for the price, am I expecting too much? Maybe. Let's go for the West Coast. There's another bloody cobweb over there. Go for the Westie. So I'm expecting an even lighter body, nice sweetness up. I like a little bit of balance, like Danielson. Yeah, Mr. Miyagi. Cheers. I tell you what. Tell you what. Oh, I'm going to get some stick for this. I am going to get some stick for this. Prepare yourself. That's not bad. That's alright. That's alright. I've had some shocking West Coast. My favourite style of beer, West Coast IPA. And I've had some absolute shockers. I've had some worldies as well. It's not a worldie, but it ain't a shocker. Sweetness up front, and then you get some from the malt, sort of malt, and then you get that orange marmalade, pithy, lemon and grapefruit kick in, and then you get a nice little bit of pine resin on the end. Who knew? Yeah, light, citrus. There is a little bit of peach, a little bit of passion fruit in there. Low bitterness, so it's got the components of a New England IPA, East Coast IPA, but when it says it's got oats in there packing the body out, I think we can all agree that's a lie. Or if it has, someone's fucking walked by with the oat bag and just flipped a few in, and that's about it, because the body on it is way off. It's not terrible, it's just not doing it anything near as good as the West Coast, which is actually quite drinkable. I've had some terrible, absolutely terrible West Coast IPAs, things that call themselves a West Coast IPA and aren't. That is, it's got a nice bitterness in there as well. I quite like that. Do you know, £1.70, I think it's £1.79. So long ago now that I bought the fucking thing, I can't remember. But for let's say £1.79, as I've just said that ain't bad. And I've had worse beers than that for a shitload more. So again, highlighting this video was about highlighting the differences between East and West. They don't look that different, whereas they should do. They do taste very different. And again, it comes down to personal preference. I mean, the East Coast hazy juice bomb style of beer outsells the Westies by billions, I would think, which is a shame because I absolutely adore a West Coast IPA. As you might well know, I'm looking at all these things that Wanda bought me for Christmas. They're over on that wall over there, and it's such a shame. It's such a shame that bitterness doesn't sell, whereas juicy hop bombs do. I wouldn't buy that again. Mystic River. I'm going to give Mystic River a thumbs in the middle for the price. For the price, I'm going to give Silver Lake West Coast IPA from Williams Brothers. Are they up in Aberdeen or something? Alloa, County Kildare. That can't be right. Sorry about Warwickshire here. I'm sure they're Scotland, isn't they? Anyway, up in Scotland. I'm going to give it a thumbs up because I think that's really good. And you can only be honest. You can only sit here and be honest, because if the day you lose any integrity, not that probably ever had any, you might as well stop. That's all right. And ultimately, it's a cheap beer. Aldi do a lot of shit beer. That one ain't bad. That one's actually very good, and that one's it's passable. It's just about passable. Farted then. You get that for nothing. That doesn't just go to members only. You can have that one on me. Yeah. I don't know how long this video is. Utter shit show video. But you know, it's probably killed 15 minutes of my life. I've probably killed you off, actually. Have you tried either of these two? Leave a comment in the comments. Well, if you haven't and you like either of the styles, go for that one because it's the better one of the two. What else do you like in an Aldi? Anything else I should pick up? And what's your favourite style? Why do you like New England IPA better than West Coast IPA? I can tell you why you're wrong. And we can go from there. You know, that's how it is. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't give it a thumbs down, there's a subscribe button somewhere. See you soon.